Hope everybody's doing good today. Hope you're having a blessed, wonderful day. Well, I just wanted to get back at it again. Harmony High. Well, this is just a concept that I wanted to go over. Without writing the chapter down, just kind of go over it, kind of freestyling, right? Okay, here we go. So, to understand where sin has its place, we first must understand the agreement that the Father has given us. So when you have pastors and priests out here who are teaching those that all you got to do is ask for forgiveness, you're acting like it's a genie that's granting a wish. And it's not a genie that's granting a wish. There has to be an agreement there. So, the agreement there is to live in harmony through Christ. So if you're struggling with something, that doesn't mean you're just going to stop struggling. You have to continue to ask for forgiveness, and you also have to continue to be in that agreement and ask to help how you're going to be able to get through this and how to better yourself from it. So the focus is about the agreement. It's not about the sin. But we have a body today, which a church, because the body is in harmony once we get to that point. But the church is not. The church is in a state of itself, and it's been corrupted by the nameless order. It's taken over many positions that when they look at it, they only see it from a sinful point of view, not an agreement point of view. So when you're looking at religion, you're looking at religion as sin or sin free, then that's where the problem is. And that's where most people are at in church, in the establishment of the different denominations of church. It's about sin, and it's not about the agreement, because the agreement is harmony. So within what Jesus did, he said, let the first be last and the last be first. That means he let the nameless order think that what the first had was what was going to be the last, and what we need to be considered and focused on the whole time. Whatever it was that Jesus was preparing, the nameless order was going to prepare this world to go against it. And that's the beautiful thing and the amazing thing about our Father in Jesus Christ. He waited until the last hour to give it to the people for them to understand harmony, and to understand now, if we switch it up and we understand it's about the agreement and it's not about the sin, then we have a working way forward that they can't change up. They've already established that all this is based on the value of us in sin and not sinning. So they've put it into our marriages. They've put it into all these different things, even to the point now that you have women who are out here thinking that they can control men by sin, because, that's the only way that they can go without sinning and can get into heaven with God, because that's the only way that they understand who God is God. He rains fire down on those who are sinful. And how can you love God if you sin? So these are all the different things and tools that they use against us, and even men as well. So, when you are able to balance a religion based on sin, you have something that isn't what it is. The understanding truly is the agreement that we have with the Father in harmony that bases our ability to say we are children of God, because it's a working contract. It's a work in progress. Even Jesus was a work in progress. He started off, leaving his family and doing his Father's will. And that wasn't a sin, but it was a work on him getting into tune with himself to be in harmony with the Father. Because you have to understand, it's a balance. You know, it's like when Jesus was asked to turn the water into wine by his mother. What we don't understand and what we don't get is the reason God wants us to honor our father and mother is because that's the closest we're going to get to the voice of God. So when our father and mother are hard on us, it's not to be cruel or be awful. It is so that we can hear the Father in a way that we wouldn't be able to hear before, because the respect and the love and the understanding that we get from the grace that we are bestowed upon by accepting the will of our mother and father in different areas of our lives, it blesses us and it doesn't curse us. Now, there are some bad people out there who do bad things. But for the good ones, those who are living in harmony, there are times that you will test your children to let them know, because God will put it on your spirit. There's no doubt in my heart that God put this on Mary's spirit to say, you need to test Jesus right now. Everybody's out of wine. This seems like it would be a sin because you're making everyone more intoxicated, right? But this was harmony. This was a point where Mary said to Jesus, tell him what you need to do. I need you to fill these up with, wine. And, Jesus was like, it's not my time, woman. He didn't even say it's not my time, mother. He was like, it's not my time, woman. Why you want me doing a miracle here for? And it was to come into harmony with the Father. Even Jesus had to come into harmony with the Father. And there was an active point that, his parent had to do with it. And so these are things that aren't, understood, because if you don't have the lens of harmony, you're not going to get it. If you don't have the understanding of the agreement, you're not going to get it. You're going to keep seeing it as just sin. You're just going to keep seeing it as the value that the nameless order has for us to see it as. And the nameless order is in everything. They have their clause, their everything in every area, especially the church. And if you can't see it, you can't fight it. That's why it's the nameless order. When you can call it out for what it is, then it can be overcome. So we have a war that's going on here. And I am trying to teach you the tools that you need to go back into your spirit and handle yourself and handle where you're at. So our focus, we have to focus on things that aren't bound by time, while at the same time dealing with things that are. But our focus in our spirit and our agreement with the Father has to be balanced in those things that are timeless, because those are the things that cannot be changed and cannot be overcome. And that's where we will win at. And that's where we'll get our victory at. I hope y'all enjoyed this chapter of Harmony High. This is off the cuff, freestyle. I love getting these things down and getting these things out, because I think it should bring value to you and hopefully an understanding to you. And let's just see where this goes. God bless y'all. Mangoes and grapes.